All right, welcome back. 5-Digit World Cup semifinals weekend is in full swing. We've had 4 matches yesterday. We have another 4, I believe, for Sunday. The last batch of matches for the semifinals, and we're starting off with losers round 1, South Korea and Australia. Such a great matchup. Hopefully we see some crazy stuff happening on this map pool specifically, because this map pool is crazy for these two teams as well, seeing how they've been performing the past couple of rounds across the whole tournament. And well, you know, these lower seeds have been crazy. Despite being lower seeds, these two teams can punch way above their weight, and this is like what, their first time facing someone that's in similar situation to them. So I would like to see what happens here. And watching this alongside you guys with me is Mr. Tap. How are you doing, Blank Tap?
Pretty good. It's a wonderful day here in Indonesia, and it's a wonderful day to be alive to watch this match. It's going to be quite an interesting predicament, as like what, these are C12 and C13, just one seed apart. I mean, if that's not tiebreaker worthy, I don't know what else.
Gotta be. It has to be. You can see even in the stats there for what they've done so far in this tournament, it's so contested. Every single stat they have is over 7. I don't know what that's based off of exactly, but whatever it is, it's highly similar, very similar, even in the skill sets that they're strong at. So I'm just really interested. I don't know if they've done bans and picks yet, but I'm really interested to see what South Korea bans here specifically, because I know they have to 100% ban a speed. That's the only thing I'm 100% sure of in this matchup. So a speed map is probably going to come out from South Korea, and there it is. That's TT2. I think that's a ban from the captain. And Australia, meanwhile, I'm a little bit less sure as to what they're going to ban. I think it's going to be a little bit more reactionary, and the protects are going to come out from both teams there. Just slowly ease it into your screen. Okay, we see it in one ban. That's... Man, I'm so sad.
I understand. Number 6 ban as well. Okay, Australia kind of steering off of that, you know, damn same, those gimmicks, you know, get that thing out of my screen. I just want to tap. I just want mechanics. South Korea on the other side, no, we are reading in this household, you know. We're going to the library. We're studying it well. Hard Rock 2 and Protect from South Korea, it's quite interesting nonetheless, though.
Yeah, South Korea, one of, I'd say it's between them or France. That's maybe the best precision team in the whole range in this tournament as well. You saw them get number 1 on the Hard Rock 2 last weekend against the United States, and that was their only point against that team, dropping the rest of it and then going down here against Australia. So Protect Hard Rock 2 makes a lot of sense for South Korea. DT2 as well, something that, again, yeah, I already said, they have to ban a speed map, and since there's only one like super difficult speed map, you know, DT2, you know, it makes sense for that to go for them. Australia was what, number 2 and 3? They played it twice in quarterfinal. They were number 2 and 3 in team scores, and one of those team scores were, I think it was like a 4.2 million quad FC. So I don't think, you know, despite South Korea doing really well on the No Mod 5 last weekend, it makes sense for them to ban that DT speed against Australia, considering how difficult this TT2 has become. And you know, a lot of the skill sets have been tuned up a lot in this next round, the semifinals. What's the SR here? 6 points. Do I want to say it? 6.7. 7. The number 3 gets banned for South Korea. That's 7-6 by, I think it was Bowden who mapped that as a custom map. So we're not going to see that this time, unfortunately.
Oh, me.
It was a really interesting map as well, but well, I'm actually a little surprised South Korea did not want to ban that, did not want to go for that. It's like aim control, cuts, stuff like that. Lots of weird patterns, sharp angles. Something I feel like South Korea has a great roster for. And you know, in terms of the rosters, South Korea. Well, let's start with South Korea here. They have an 8 that's been performing really good all throughout the whole tournament. They've had pretty much no bad matchups except for that previous one against the United States, where they lost 1-6. Every other match they've done great. I think they were flawless in group stage. Round of 16 was they beat the seed number 8 in Taiwan, knocking them down to eventually elimination. So it's been a great year so far for South Korea. Probably one of their best years in 5-digit history. Maybe like a 2021 comparable. Not sure exactly. I'm not 100% sure what happened there. But South Korea, this has been a strong roster for them. Their whole roster has showed up. I think the lowest match cost in all of their matches was what? I think like, I don't know who it was. It was 1.2 by Anka, and that was the lowest thing ever. Every other match costs for the other matches, everyone has had 1.7 or higher, somewhere around that. Their whole roster just plays a lot of maps, and it kind of feels like they have 8 all-rounders on this team. So there's a lot of skill set coverage with this roster, and I'm all for it. Australia, meanwhile, they kind of, what do you call it? They have more set rosters. They have more set 4-mans for specific skill sets. Like, you know, they have a set 4 for gimmick. They have a set 4 for speed. They have a set 4 for hard rock, for hidden, and they know where to split the mods in the free mod. So I feel like it's gonna have to be like, Australia they've proven to be the more consistent team. Not really, not maybe in match score lines, but in rosters. We've seen South Korea, you know, again, I feel like they have 8 all-rounders. Maybe not 100%, because some people don't like the hidden mod. But with the skill set coverage that they have on their roster, I'm a little scared based on like consistency, because you kind of see in their United States match, right? They have a lot of team scores where they have 2 or 3 players that have like a 1 miss, and then the last guy has. I mean, last guy usually does well, but I'm just worried about the consistency, because I feel like if none of them show up, or sorry, if 1 or 2 players don't show up on match, it doesn't on a map, I feel like the rest of them don't. But at the same time, again, it's kind of like Hong Kong, where if you have all of them click at the same time, the South Korea roster is easily like the top 4 in the whole tournament. And I'm hoping they show it here against Australia. Of course, Australia again has been the more consistent team, so with this matchup, I'm hoping that, you know, Australia remains consistent. But I want to see South Korea pull off their full potential with this extremely good roster this year. And, well, they're going to start it off on one of their stronger mods on this Hard Rock 1. We saw how good they did on the Hard Rock 3 last week. Wait, I think this is the same roster, but Australia, I think actually had a higher score in the Hard Rock 3. So let's see what they can do on this Hard Rock 1. Light tech, lots of circular bursts, and maybe it's beggars. You know what this is, right, Blank Top?
What do you mean?
I mean, everyone knows the song, right?
Oh, this song. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's
like that. Okay, no. Okay, I heard like, do you know what this means? Blank time. I was like, what does this mean? But other than that, you know, currently Australia is starting off with the double miss against South Korea's once. It's a 3v2 going into the first KI section with this flow and but lighter heavy section.
You can see the big sliders come out for this map already. Lots of bursts, lots of reverse arrows, and buzz sliders as well that you gotta watch out for. First break in the whole map. Sorry, second break. It's actually from Australia, the first 2. Haley to add another one to that. 3 down now. And with that last burst going into this next drop, South Korea in small advantage as they drop hidden jump from their quadway.
And the Kelber and Dolce still with the double big combo. Dolce matching Albatross on the FC. Pantos unable to hold on though. It's gonna be very dangerous for Australia as they are now trailing behind by 6-digit score amount, going to the bus slider once more. They rapid back and forth, trying to bait for a slider break, and they will get 2 in the side of South Korea. Dolce as well, and Albatross looking to score a hole-in-one with this one. The 98% accuracy with the FC, bringing it back for his team. HD Jump, the last man standing, against a recovery in the side of Australia, going into the slow section. And now back into the fast one. That was a quick slow section, and I think myself.
Yeah, this map gives like no breaks at all. It's only the that one small part right before the final drop. And I mean, Australia would want to get a small break here, seeing as they do have combo advantage, especially with Albatross, who actually does go down, but it's also 2 from South Korea. Now it's Haley at 600 as well as Ardo to back her up. HCW and Calibur are trying to hold it off. It's 150,000 in favor of Australia. With that break from Pentos, it will slow things down. But here comes the slight, not yet. There's still a couple more intense sections to go, but Pentos goes down. But that the big combo from South Korea is gone. Hidden jump will make things dire for South Korea. And here is the break section I was talking about. They get to breathe, and with Australia leading by combo, well, it's looking like break point, isn't it, Blanked Up?
Double 800 combo coming from Australia is just a bit too much. Arthur and Ailey just hand in hand, riding off into the sunset. The score is frozen. Stop the count, guys, stop the count. But Australia is still continuing to play with the double 900 combo. This is, I feel like, if nothing is gonna kind of crash on one of them, it is not going to change at all despite the score not moving. Australia, a certain first breakpoint as an opener. That is a massive momentum starter right now for a...
Yeah. Great start from Australia, and that's what they did on the Hard Rock Tree last weekend. They also had really high team scores on the Hard Rock Tree. This is actually Hard Rock 1. I'm sorry, but this is similar skill set. This one's like tech, but it does fall under the tech umbrella, and that was Hard Rock Tree last week. It was the tech pick and the Hard Rock mod. So I mean, I get where they're coming from here, South Korea. It was one of those maps where, like I said, they got unlucky, where they had like a 4-way, like one miss. Basically, they actually had 3 S ranks. Like, it was like 1 slider break for 3 of them. That was so sad. And that's what I mean, right? Like, they need to have at least 1 or 2 people who can close out the FC. I feel like a lot of them struggle to close out an FC on the map, and that's what cost them against United States last weekend. It might cost them here, especially with that beginning pick going kind of backfiring on them. Australia, again, just remaining more consistent. They pull up great scores on the Hard Rock Tech last week. They do the same here, and now they get picked. What map do you like here, Blank Tap? Have you played this full? What's your favorite map?
DT3 has been here since the dawn of the dinosaurs, so I definitely have played that. They're going for Fremont 1 though, straight into the shutdown everything. I mean, pretty interesting route here. I think this is gonna be a bit more aimy than with some burst, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I mean, it's Quick Brown Frogs. I think it's by Mesmegius. So, I mean, Quick Brown Frogs, Mesmegius, kind of put 2 and 2 together. It's like, what genres? What song is this? I forgot. Breakcore? No, it's not. It's like, I forgot. Do you know what it's called? Like the genre?
The genre? No, Blender.
Blender? Oh yeah.
Yeah. I love the wording. It's construction worker noises, but it's like good construction worker noises. And yeah, I mean, you're right. It is Miss Magius, aka Frostlass, aka whichever other Pokemon they're gonna switch on to next.
Hoping for maybe Steelix next. I like Steelix. Yeah, no Fremont 1. Lots of tapping. It's 220 BPM. Lots of bursts for about 2 minutes. I don't think it really features too much streams, but it does have a very consistent amount of bursts. Like, you go maybe 30 seconds having 5-note bursts, some triples as well, and it just doesn't stop. So there's a lot of stamina here. The BPM isn't too high, but you get bursts and bursts and bursts for the whole 2 minutes. Despite being only 2 minutes, it's so stamina draining. But in terms of mods, this is actually the most comfortable one. It's speed. Speed is one of those things that's why it's something that has to get avoided being pulled in free mod, just because it's difficult to, I guess, make it super hard for mods. Like, you'd have to decrease the AR, right, with with a for hidden, and then like do something with the CS probably on the hard rock. But that makes things, it either makes it unplayable or just not fun. So with this one, it's fairly comfortable. The map stats are what, 3.6 for hard rock. Sorry, for no mod, and then you put the hard rock on that. It's not too high. It's like 4 point something, and the AR isn't too bad on 9.5 for hidden. So it's super comfortable for all the mods. You can actually see South Korea's roster here. That's like what, Kelburn, hard rock, hidden jump, Suyong on the hidden, of course. Rambo, probably hidden as well. I mean, fairly comfortable for South Korea there. Australia, I'm just waiting for their roster. It should be super comfortable as well. Like, this map overall is not that complex, even modded. And I don't think overmod is necessary for any of the teams left in this round. So I doubt we're going to see hidden hard rock unless you're just super comfortable on it. But this map, again, it's not something you really get gate kept out of in terms of mod. It's mostly the tapping. If you can't do 220, you're probably not playing this. But since it's only 220 and doesn't have super long bursts, or sorry, it doesn't have super long streams, it's accessible.
Sure.
It's an accessible map.
I'm sure at least one of these players have tried to farm one of the parts in because maybe, right? I feel like this is definitely going to be a bit of an aim battle rather than a stamina-oriented one. But Australia definitely much more comfortable on the tapping, so they'll be able to allocate a bit more brain power on their aiming hand. However, though,
where are they?
what do you think the timeout is currently for South Korea? What are they cooking right now for it?
What? Yeah, I actually don't know. I actually didn't notice a timeout there for a second. Why is there a timeout? Are they waiting?
Yes.
Maybe someone's warming up?
I mean, you know, hopefully they've warmed up enough. Don't really want to tire yourself out. Like, how long do you usually warm up with Ray? I mean, I'm usually a 45-minute gang, you know?
Yeah, that's about the same. I feel like that's a sweet spot. 1 hour, I feel like you're a bit too early.
Yeah.
I mean, they're here. Timeouts, I think, has like another minute or so. I think it's like 3-minute timeout. They have the rosters here now, 8 locked in the lobby. And that's speed rosters for both teams.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty standard to me. God, the song just goes ham. You can see exactly what kind of map this is. Australia pull out their tapping roster. Like I said, this is the exact same roster they had for their highest DT2 placement last week. And that's what I'm talking about with Australia, right? They have a set 4 for each skill set. You know, Phantos, Tomatoes, Albatross, Haley. That's kind of their tapping roster. And these guys, you probably see 3 sub out if it's like a gimmick. So we might see that next, depending on what South Korea wants to go for after this. But they're gonna have to deal with the dreaded tapping skill set against Australia, who again, they did really well in quarterfinals after losing against Chile, being knocked down to losers bracket. Now have to just, you know, again, remain consistent on this free mod 1. But so far it's 1-for-1 at 2 minutes. A couple seconds in for this 2-minute map, we already see a bunch of breaks.
50k difference instantly to the side of South Korea. Accuracy wise, they're not even that far behind as well. So Australia, they need to step it up currently. Albatross, the basically MVP of that last map, holding an FC throughout basically 70% of that last pick, is currently in a bit of a back foot as he is running a bit of a reverse choke run. Haley and Tomatoes goes boom, though the hidden and hot rock player is looking so comfortable. But on the other side, South Korea still has the Three Musketeer and their horse with Anka 680 combo. Tomatoes goes boom and has now gone boom with his combo as well, leaving only Haley. But look at the score difference. It's going to the right, and with a miss from Aranbo and Suyong, it's AD Jam and Anka to try to stop them, but everyone just kind of falls apart.
That's collapse from South Korea. Again, these 1 or 2 misses that happen halfway through, or like 3/4 of the way through. They cannot close out FCs. Meanwhile, Australia, despite having no FCs, these recoveries are great from Albatross. Basically, call it NFC, who's actually been performing super well at the start of this match. We got one more section coming. It's 300, 400,000 now. Score lead for Australia, especially with that recovery from Tomatoes. And, well, you see how dominant they are on the skill set. South Korea down by 500,000. Albatross missing at the end, almost 800,000. And they get their second on the board. A great conversion. And that's 2 for Australia. A great start. And now South Korea has to do something or else they will snowball with these consistent performances from their 8-man roster there, Australia.
So time to whip up your protect. It is now. You need to change the trajectory of this match right now. HD Jones with the LFGO. I mean, that man got 720k. I cannot blame him. One singular slider break. A bit of a shame. Once again, those singular mistakes. Just one last push to send it home, but just lacking that final momentum. South Korea, they need to figure this out quick.
What's their chances here? Because, well, they do still have their protect. You were right about that. They can have that in their back pocket in case South Korea does finally start snowballing. It's not quite a snowball yet. The first pick, Hard Rock 1, I feel like just was a little bit unlucky. Team Mod 1 makes a lot of sense for them to win that dominantly. That's why they banned the DT2. It's just now it's this third map. It's this third map where things can go ham. South Korea gets unlucky here. They will probably lose 4, seeing as Australia still has their protect. They still have something like a DT4. They have a DT3 that is available to them to pick, as well as the reading, which Australia has looked really good on overall across the whole tournament. And they actually, whoa. I mean, I was saying Australia was good at reading, but apparently South Korea is not scared of that at all. They go in the mod 5, the AR5, CS5, and what's the last stat? OD5 as well. In the no mod 5 slot.
Yeah, we actually played the game, guys. No worries. But other than that, though, I suppose Discord is trying to maintain order in the lobby.
Oh, God.
Just trying to make sure that the timer does not get abused by either teams. But yeah, tell me more about this number 5. You know, I was expecting maybe speed, but if that's the case, South Korea will banned it already. So as you said, it was reading.
Yeah, I kind of wish to see a tapping pick here as well, but now with the direction this pool is going, they have 2 gimmicky no mods. The mod 5 is the lower AR focused one. It has, of course, it's AR5. You see the map stats. It's CS5 as well. It's super slow, but the density is insane on this. Of course, it's AR5, and while it doesn't focus too much on the perfect stacks. I don't think it really has any perfect stacks. It is super dense. It has big sliders, has a lot of overlapping patterns. That's the word I was looking for. It overlaps a lot. It's not stacks. It just, you know, after a while, the circles come back to where a circle was previously about a second ago. And that makes it really hard to read on this AR. Maybe if it was like AR8, it wouldn't be too bad. But with the map stats on this one, you're going to have to pull out your most proficient reading rosters. And that's what Australia's going to do. They pull out Ventos. John Osu is there, and Steve. Oh, they got John and Steve. Great name duo there. Steve's on the bottom right. That's 47W. And they have Awesome Aldin as well. Who I think does he play? I feel like he played speed. This guy plays speed and tapping. That's insane to me. Fentos is the same. They will keep Fentos from that previous map. But here is, again, the almost full change for Australia. They have a set 4 like they do for the speed. South Korea, meanwhile, kind of they keep Suoyong. Dolce's here. I think this is Civil Oats' first map. And they keep Aranbo as well. So again, Australia has a set 4. This is expected for their roster. I think this is the same roster that played Nomad 6 last week, which is also the low AR Nomad pick. Makes sense. South Korea swap.
We might need an abort. Abort, abort,
Yeah,
abort.
that's abort.
There we go.
There it is. Yeah, I think his tablet was not connected there.
Yeah. You love to see it.
Yeah, you saw the patterns. Very dense. Back and forths. Sorry. Circles on the sliders. And lots of reading. South Korea pull out their reading roster. They have their veterans, Sooyoung, Civil Oath for the reading. Aranbo's been great so far in terms of playing lots of maps. Dalche has been amazing. He's been amazing this whole time. I think he's been their best player across their six. How many matches have they played? Like 6. 3 group stage, 1 round of 16, 1 quarters. No, that's been 5 matches. And I think out of 5, Dalche was first match cost 2 or 3 times, which is insane on this roster where you have 8 people who can play almost every single map. So it's fun to see him here again. Maybe pull off the same. South Korea is going to need it, seeing as they have a risky pick already with this skill set. We're in for a long one though. 3.5 minutes. The second longest map in the pool, barring the tiebreaker. And South Korea is counting on it to get their first point against Australia.
Starting off wonderfully as the triple SS still maintained by the side of South Korea. On the other side, though, Samaldine 47W47, Fantos, and John Osu, Jason Circle, Geometry McGee. Yeah, but other than that, the difference is still a 3. It's just staying there.
Still there. Oh my, it's still there. Still 100.
0-100 has been dropped. Oh, there's a 50 from Fantos, but nothing much as Delche trades with a double miss.
Singular miss to finally give us a score difference. We'll slowly go back towards Australia. It was on the side for South Korea there for a second, just because of the accuracy. They have insane accuracy right now. 3 of their players have 99.7. I think that's 1 times 100. So they look comfortable. That's great. But can they close out FCs? That's what they've been having. That's what the struggle they've had. That's the struggle they've had for a lot of maps in the past 2 matches they've had. And they need it here. And with 5, it's slowly going towards Australia, who has remained consistent. Miss again for South Korea, but it's still Dalche, who was not on the FC already.
Just kind of waiting slowly but surely. Australia creeping deep into the enemy territory, but they have been found out. The cover has been blown. It's a 3v3 currently, down to a 50k difference. Australia still trying to hold on this beautiful advantage, but with 3 FCs on the board for both teams, any drop will be monumental.
We're gonna see it? Oh yeah, we do! Double break from South Korea, and that's one of the FC's gone. The high accuracy, right, from Aranbo. But it's still only 20,000. We got 2 more minutes of map left. And Australia, he's slightly behind in accuracy. Civil Oath dropped a little bit, but Sooyoung is there with 99.4. He's been the best reading player on this team so far. He needs to close it out alongside the veteran player here, Civil Oath. Australia, with their tree, will remain in the lead. It's not secure yet. I'm worried because of how long this map is, but it's 3-way. It looks great for Australia. They have Awesome Aldine on recovery, and that recovery has been better so far compared to South Korea's, but not anymore. With that break, it slows things down. It will stay around 50,000 here in favor of Australia as long as there are no breaks. But South Korea, they need a break here. Someone needs to break from Australia.
Quarter map remaining. The curtain has been opened. The score is shown, and it will now be shot. Going into the last case section, pressure is coming down upon them all. Dalche with a bit of an unfortunate under aim on that linear stream. Still a 2v2 Aranbo matching Fantos, Aldin matching Dalche. Australia, will they be able to steal another point? This is it, a linear straight catching all the invisible out of guard. But that's not a good trade in the side of South Korea. Suyong trying to fight out against John Osu and 47W47. This is not good at all as the score lead increases to a solid 6 digit, and it is not going down. Australia once again under broad daylight has stolen South Korea's pick and getting their third point on the board.
Oh my god, these guys are actual criminals. That's 2 already taken by Australia, and that's not even a bad team score from South Korea. FC from Suyong, and again, the difference maker here is these 1 misses from South Korea. They have Civil Oath and Rambo on the 1 miss. They're comfortable, it's clear, but they just cannot close out the FC, and they lose it by 150,000. Now again, South Korea, with the numerous options that they have to get a 4th, they get to pick and choose here, and even if they do lose, they still have a 2-point lead, but they have a chance to make this 4-0, and that is a massive snowball against a team who already covers a lot of skill sets, but you've already taken a lot of skill sets back. And if they can get another 4th here, South Korea, I mean, they're forced to pick their protect, right? After this,
yeah.
Australia, they still have theirs. They can keep it. This Nomad 2. They can go a DT here. One of the DTs, probably not the DT1, DT3 and 4 are likely. They have great rosters for that. Not quite speed, but that DT skills, those DT skill sets, you know, 10.3, like finger controllers are great for Australia. But no, they want to go their Nomad 2, their stream map protect in the Nomad, and well, it's also tapping. The stamina on this is crazy. We know what Australia can do on this skill set.
It's gonna be tough, isn't it?
I'm worried. So it's a short map. I think it's just a little bit over 2 minutes. Yeah, about 3 seconds over that 2-minute mark. It's a very intense map though. The moment it starts, you already have bursts coming at you. It has many accelerating and decelerating streams from the beginning to the middle parts as well. Lots of stamina. Again, tapping aspect of this Nomad 2 that Australia sort of wants to do alongside that free mod 1. They had the second best score in the Nomad 2 last weekend, and we know how difficult that Nomad 2 was, both in the spacing and the tapping. This one is similar. It's not as long, but it has those aspects, and that's what Australia wants to take advantage of here. It has the spacing, it has the tapping. They're good on Nomad 2. They know that they're good on Nomad 2. South Korea, they already lost free mod 1. Can they stop Australia's snowball here on this stream map? And I mean, if you just try this map, you know how difficult it looks. You don't even have to play it, man. The way the streams accelerate, decelerate, and how long they last, you can feel both your hands get tired, despite it only being 2 minutes.
Yeah, we love that. That's all. And especially Australia. Because John also is staying, you know. Jacob tapping. Mark, I don't know. I'm out of adjective, you know.
Joe aiming, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, Willy Wooting, like. we have all sorts of names here. Here we go. Let's get into this number 2. And, you know, this is not really too much speed oriented, but low A, man. South Korea, well, they have a better chance to steal this one away. It's gonna get real difficult nonetheless.
See the streams, man. From lie spacing to small margins of mistakes there. Okay, our toe is the first one to go down. A hidden jump right after. But you can see even from the beginning sections of this map, the streams are long, the spacing gets difficult, the flow aim is insane, and your tapping hand gets tested as Coco drops to 95%. Australia in full accuracy advantage as well as the combo.
But currently, though, the score lead not getting too well. Down to 40k from 60. Australia losing a bit of accuracy in the side of their players. South Korea recovers extremely well. Nonetheless, still a 55k difference separating these two nations. But Australia has the advantage and they are looking to score their fourth. But South Korea, maybe their first will be get gotten, but they will be gotten getting get with those misses. Oh my goodness, the top row is cleared out. It's a Tetris. And now John Jose and Arto fighting up against Coco and Narambo. It's a 2v2 in this Wild Wild West. Or East, I suppose. Because currently, oh my goodness, these three just does not stop. Arambo is gone! Oh. Everyone is dead! Oh days!
Like that, it's all red.
It's a 1v1, it's the jump versus Haley! The battle of the two H's, but 100k difference. South Korea just losing a bit more than Australia. And with not much accuracy, with not much combo, with only one combo remaining in the side of HT jump. This will be the 4th point for Australia as Haley closes things out with a solid 600k and a bit of chain miss at the end as a cherry on top.
Yeah, ending section, despite the chain misses there. Actually, the chain misses go in favor of Australia in that ending. And you can see the tapping kind of come into play there as well. You look at the accuracies on Australia. 98 on Fentos, 98 on Haley. Great scores as well on John and Arto. But, you know, contrast that with South Korea's scores. They have 93% on like 2 players. I think that was a B rank there for, I think it was a Rainbow on the top right. And yeah, again, the stamina. If it was like maybe 5-10 BPM lower, I feel like South Korea would be a little bit more competitive on that. I'm actually surprised Kailburn didn't play that. But now their hand is forced. They have to pick the Hard Rock 2, and they go instantly into their Protect. It's their best map on paper. Nomad 6 is banned by Australia, so this is their only chance for a precision map, like pure precision battle here against Australia. And they have to do it now, or lest you want to give match point towards someone who's already taken 2 breakpoints off of you. Probably gonna take their own point right after because they have so much choices, man. South Korea, it's do or die here now because Australia, they still have really good picks left. This Hard Rock 2, it has to be dominant. Even if it's like 100k, they have to feel good about it. It has to be a score that feels great. Because man, they've been so unlucky for the past 4 maps. Maybe not Nomad 2, but the past 3 maps before that. We've been seeing 1 miss, 2 miss in the middle, miss 3/4 the way in where they would have won if they closed it out. It just sucks, man. Like to know that if you just held maybe 10-15 seconds longer, they would have got this match would have been 2-2 if they were a little bit more consistent. But this Hard Rock 2 is where things can change. Again, South Korea #1 last week. Some of the best precision players in this range. You see Civil Out Kailburn come in. Dalche as well is proficient on precision. And of course, Coco, one of those 3 new faces for South Korea, has been playing really well. We actually saw 3 of them play that Nomad 2 just now. Surprisingly, I didn't see Kailburn. But there he is, the captain of South Korea, alongside Civil Oath. They need to show confidence on this Hard Rock 2. 4 minutes of precision. Lots of wide angle jumps. Bit awkward and difficult bursts as well on 6.5. Some of these bursts are cut, so you gotta watch out for that. And of course, the hardest part comes at the end. So South Korea, if they can close it out with great scores in the middle part and then do great on the ending, have a good chance at taking their first star here. But it's gonna have to be consistency, because Australia, I mean, they have their 4. They have Ardo, Haley, who are super scary on this. Fentos, who I think has played every single map so far. That's great. And they're bringing back Albatross, who again did really well on the Hard Rock 1 earlier. So it's scary, but it's a good start for South Korea with 2 breaks from Australia.
The 8k difference is still increasing. Once again, the trend is simple thus far. South Korea winning in the early game and Australia racing them after the fact. So South Korea, it's time to break the trend, but currently it's continuing a civil oath. Finding that miss, it's down to a 3v2.5, down to a 2v2.5 actually, as Australia now has the combo advantage. The score lead will go down to 4-digit range. Phantos finding the miss, but that's not a big combo, it's Kilburn. It's down to 1v2 as Haley trades it out.
Oh, that's 2 for Australia for the first break section. Get the rest of it. That's the only break section for the whole map, I think. The rest of it is just consistent jumps, consistent bursts. They have to hold on. South Korea takes a small lead, but it's only 10,000.
Side-to-side jumps, very tricky, and once again, the flow, the control needed will throw off Albatross. And now South Korea with the recovery, with this resurgence of a momentum, 67k difference. Arto, last man standing for Australia, trying to hold it together, but Civil Oath will trade it out alongside Ventos. Coco is gone as well as Haley matching Kilburn. Arto matching Dalche. The score lead will not go any further, but it will not get any closer as well. It's neutral currently in the side of South Korean territory. 1/3 of the map remains, still plenty of map to go. The danger still lurks for the 2 carries.
Yeah, they're facing off eye to eye, 1k combo each. And like I said, the ending is the hardest part of this map. It's been consistent difficulty so far, but there's a slight spike going into this ending. They have no support, each of them. It's just these 2 combos that matter in the whole lobby, and Dalche is the first one to miss. It's 100k to cover for Australia, and it looks likely.
Oh my goodness, but it's 30k difference, Arto. Trying to hold on currently. Australia pulling it back, 4-digit difference. Coco and Civil Oath desperately holding for some combo. Haley trades it out, but Kelvin and Civil Oath once again gone from the spotlight. Arto showing how it's down, how to play this Hot Rock 2. There's a miss, but if there time is there an opportunity? There's only so much map remaining, and with no one to trade, Coco will be matched by Albatross. And once again, Australia not giving South Korea any break, despite this being their protected pick. Oh my god, this is just tragic. Like, what can you do?
Oh, what can you do, man? That's insane heroics there from Arto. 1 miss on, I think it was the hardest section. It was the ending, right? The hardest section of the map as well. Held on long enough to pull it back by 50,000, and Albatross was able to take over, holding off Coco's 500 combo, his biggest, going into that last part. It just held him off. Look, it's all equal except for, you know, those two big scores. Arto at 900k bested Dalche, who was at 760k, and that was basically the difference there. Apart from maybe Haley, I think it was Haley who dropped 360, 70,000. No, that was actually Fentos, my bad. Yeah, that was Fentos who dropped 350k. That was the only real difference there. But Arto made up for that with 900,000. That is insane. I think that's the highest we've seen on this Hard Rock 2 so far. Maybe someone on Chile Singapore got higher. I don't remember. But that is insane. Even if, I mean, it's still, it would have been still dire for South Korea even if they won that, but it could have been something. It could have been momentum stopped for Australia. It could have been a chance, but now there's nothing. The door is closed, it's locked, and Australia is on the other side, just kind of running away with the prize. Australia, they have their pick, and Fremont Tree is locked in. Now, South Korea, no more mistakes after this, or else it's 6-0.
I gotta go out on your own term, hopefully, for South Korea. I mean, they've made it this far, but they only have 1 life left, both literally and in this match. I mean, you know, it will be a generational comeback for South Korea if they manage to reverse the reverse sweep. But Yeah, now it's not looking likely. It will take a miracle, and it's called a miracle for a reason.
It's gotta be magic. Maybe even magic tricks. Because the song, it's like carnival music. I mean, the difficulty name is called Carnival of, what is that? Cuts off a little Carnival of Chaos. I mean, it's a chaotic map.
Yeah, what is this, like alt stack or something?
It's well, it's high. It's low. I keep dude. What's with people calling big circle size high CS? That's a little funny, but CS it's big circles. It's kind of like the hidden tree from last week. Lots of flow, a little bit of cuts. I guess it is alt, but it's not like a normal alt map. You can see it in the stats. That's why it's in pre-mod. I would say it's the easiest in terms of like mods, because like, it's not super dense. Maybe not. Okay, I guess pre-mod one's more accessible, but the fact that it's speed makes some mod players be cut off. This one though, it's 140 BPM, super accessible as long as you're okay on the flow. There's lots of hidden like very easy. I mean that's Steve, but yeah, it's fairly accessible flow. You just have to worry about not chain missing too much, and you'll be fine on this map. It's only 2.5 minutes, not super long, but it is super consistent. I don't know why I was surprised by Steve taking easy, but there he is. The resident easy player for Australia. We finally see him on easy. Again, did not go on the free mod 1 easy because it's speed. I don't think he played speed. So, you know, he was on it here. I think that's easy only. So that's 2.4.
2.4.
Yeah, that is 2.4.
Is it calculated already inside the
I think so.
score? Oh my days. Okay then. Alright, starting off really with the massive chain miss on the front door. South Korea bringing it back, but it's still the early part we've seen time and time again. Once might be unlucky, twice might be a trend, 3 to 5 times might not be the best. Delche finding the miss. It's a 2v2 between Ishijama and Suyeon. No one taking the wrong turn on these sliders. GPS at the ready, Google Maps activated, and Arto and Vento still holding on strong, but it's the jump. It's a 3. Suyeon, the last man standing. It's a 1v2.
Oh, it's slowly going towards Australia. That is with multiplier though. So, dude, it's difficult. They have tree holding. Haley broke early on. There's a chain miss from Fentos that makes things a little bit better and actually gives it towards South Korea for now, because Suyeon still has an FC. If Arto messes up here even just a little bit, this can be finally a point for South Korea. But no, it's not. It's not.
Oh no! Aranbo still with the 500 combo. There is still low, but we need to see some misses coming soon on the side of Arto. Haley on 47W47. It is not gonna be looking great currently. South Korea once again lost their grip on this map. Australia still Arto 93.5% accuracy. Accuracy be damned, he is comboing the hell of this map. Dolce and Suyeon finding the miss. And now the score lead has increased to a solid 6-digit difference. It's not looking likely for South Korea to bring this back.
Is this it, Blank Tap? Are we saying goodbye to South Korea? We're flawless in group stage. Took down seed number 8 early. And then now they're here. Rambo's trying to make something work, their new player, but it is not meant to be. South Korea out of the 5-digit World Cup with so much potential, but Australia just did not want to let them get a single point. That is 6-0, flawless for this Australian squad. And oh my God, Blank Tap, that was painful for South Korea.
So close every single time, just managing to slip by every single ending. Man, I mean, I suppose just not a good day. It is not a good day. Good game and well played nonetheless still. just, oh man, every single time, one last push, one last, step on the gas pedal, and they're there. They'll be there. I think we'll be still in 3-3 if it weren't for these Australian menaces holding on till the very end. Somehow always coming back despite their disadvantages in the beginning every single time. But yeah, definitely big props to them for always pulling through. Any other words from you, Bre?
Well, I mean, it's been great for Australia. 6-0 against one of the best early round teams in the tournament. South Korea's out. But now Australia faces their biggest challenge yet, and you can see it in their flag. Australia against the United Kingdom. I think it's in an hour or two.
Oh my.
Yeah, in an hour. It's right after this. They have no time to prepare, just a small break, and they will get back into it. So, great for Australia here by the South Korea, but they will have to play another match right after. They will have to remain consistent. More Osu coming your way, more 5-digit World Cup in a couple hours. Semifinals is not done. Australia has one more match to play, and we have, I think, another one right after that. So stay tuned, and we will see you in 1 hour.
Bye-bye.